Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for coming to the weekly live for relationship communications. Welcome to this week's weekly live. I'm thrilled that you're here. I'm Lisa DeToffel, your host for Relationship Communications Weekly Live. And for those of you that may be joining us for the first time, I want you to know that I'm the founder of Relationship Communications. It's my online community where I work with established and aspiring entrepreneurs. And today I'm going to be your host for the Relationship Communications Weekly Live, which is my weekly live stream show that comes to you every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And my goal here is to share tactical and practical information to help you get to where you want to be faster than you can go on your own. I've been an entrepreneur for 6 years. I've made many mistakes, and I'm here to tell you I can help you move through them more quickly by sharing what I have learned through my experiences. So let me know if you're here live with me, say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. We are streaming also in different places. So if you are watching us on YouTube, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring that bell so that you can be notified every time that we do go live. Now, today we're going to talk about how to fire a client or a customer. This is an important topic. It's one with that's good to think about before it happens, because this can be a very emotional event. So to ground yourself is a really good thing. So, but before we dive into our topic today, I'm going to introduce myself. Also, want to let you know I have a lot of important information to share at the end of our live today about the weeks coming up. Okay. So, when I was a preschool teacher back in 2017, and 25 years prior to that, I was a teacher for a long time. I dreamed of working from home, but I had been through 2 messy divorces and been a single mom twice, and it didn't seem possible. I was the breadwinner for my household and was kind of scared to take that chance to go out and do anything on my own. Then I met my husband, Jeff, in 2012. We married in 2016. Then that is when I could see possibly my dream coming true, the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. However, it was not an easy task at all. With Jeff's support, I started a training program to learn how to be a virtual assistant back in 2018, in which they also showed us and taught us how to actually start our own business, set it up, all the things. And by the end of the program, I had a couple of clients and have continued to grow my business and the Tiger Eye Solution team now, which I built in 2021, every single year. And of course, my life looks a whole lot different now than it did back then. This is Jeff and I with our 3 children, Caleb, Matthew, and Alyssa, our grandchildren, JP, Hattie, and the newest one who has not joined a family picture yet. His name is Anakin. So he will be included in our next family picture. So this is my why. This is why I get up and do what I do every single day. If you don't have a why, you need to figure that out. What is your why? Why did you start your business, or why do you enjoy doing what you do within your business? Okay. So let's talk about how to fire a client or a customer. Okay. From the time, before it actually happens, like I said before, the big deal is not that it happens, it's how you handle it, because it can happen, right? They could fire you, you could fire them, but let's talk about you firing them. Okay. So for one reason or another, maybe you're not a good fit, or we're going to use me for an example. Okay. So one reason or another, me and a client are not a good fit, and it's time to part ways. Now, this can be stressful, even under the best circumstances, but it's an important part of your business. So today I'm going to talk about what to do when it happens. Okay. So first, let's talk about when to fire a client. Okay. I do have notes, guys. I have a lot to share about this topic. So this is almost more important because this is a mindset shift that has to happen when this takes place, okay? I can tell you things to say, what to do, and in what order. The critical pieces, though, is the mindset shift, okay? I've heard business owners say more than I can believe. I probably said it in years past as well. I don't like working with this person, but she's really nice. Okay, she's a nice person. That doesn't mean she has a nice work ethic, right? So, go have lunch with her if she's a nice person. That's perfectly fine. But she stresses you out when it comes to the work relationship, okay? She's really nice, but you may like the work, you may not like the work, but she drives you crazy, right? So there is a way to have it all work together. I have fired 3 clients in 6 years. So it doesn't happen a lot, but when it needs to happen, you have to pay attention to it, because I don't want you to stay in a stuck place, working with a client that's not beneficial to you and your business. Yes, they may be nice. Yes, they're paying for your services, products, whatever it is. However, if they're stressing you out, if they're texting you and calling you at 9 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock in the evening when you're spending time with your family, that's not okay. If they're not respecting you as a professional and they're respecting your boundaries, which we've talked about before, so you should have boundaries in place with your clients, then that can be an issue, right? So I took on a client a long time ago, and I knew she was not a good fit. I also knew she was going to pay me X amount of dollars a month, and I was in a big financial mess at the time. So I took on the client, and I worked with her for 2 years. And the key to that was not to complain about her all the time, but to say a time is coming when I can stop working with her. When I can stop this, so I wouldn't be stressed out. And when I parted ways with her, my husband, my kids, my friends, etc., all said, "You're like a completely different person," just because I'm no longer in any type of a relationship with that person, professional or otherwise, right? So don't wait until you turn into a completely different person to let the client or customer go. Okay? Take notice long before that happens, okay? It's really not that big of a deal. And you may or may not see that at that given time, but trust me, it's not that big of a deal. The other thing could be mismatched expectations. Like they expect you're going to answer their questions in 13 seconds. And that doesn't fit into your lifestyle or your schedule. And that's okay. Personality mismatch. I've had clients who literally, it felt like when they sent me work, it was so disorganized that it felt like they were driving by my house and throwing everything into my driveway. Now that's a hot mess, right? I was speechless, and I have a lot of tolerance for people who are not organized and they're trying to figure it out, what we're trying to do and how does this work together, all the things. This was way beyond that. Because I get it when you first start working with a new client or a customer. Yes, it's going to take X amount of time. A good rule of thumb is I always tell clients it's good to work together at least 3 months, because that gives you time to kind of get adjusted to each other, see if it's going to be a good working relationship, etc. Okay. So you want to make sure you're working with people that you like, that are respectful. And if there's someone that you want to part ways with, we're going to make a plan for that. Okay. So let's talk about best practices. So the very first thing is don't take it personally. We are not a match for everyone. I've told people no, we're not a match before during the consultation. With Tiger Eye Solution, I offer a free 30-minute consultation. And that's what that free 30-minute consultation is for, to determine if we are a good fit to work together with that specific business, entrepreneur, whoever it is, and Tiger Eye Solution and our standards and ways of doing things, right? So it's always important to have a conversation to make sure you're a good fit before you ever get started. Don't take it personally, because you're not a match for everyone, right? Don't dwell on how horrible they are or spend a lot of time complaining about them. Just move on. Okay? Again, just because they are a really nice person doesn't mean it's your job to do work for them just because you think they're a nice person. They can be a nice person and not have good work ethics or not be respectful in the work atmosphere. Okay? They can find someone else. You could recommend someone else, right? Like if someone comes to me and I determine that we're not a good fit to work together, I can totally recommend someone else to them. You need to go talk to so-and-so. They may be a better fit for you. But Tiger Eye Solution is not a good fit for you. Plain and simple, right? So here's a big one. You're going to expect them to be surprised. Okay, if you've been working with them for a while and you're getting ready to have that conversation to let them know it's time to part ways. Okay, so they're going to be surprised. Even though you're ready to end it, they might think things are going fine. They might not have any idea, that you're ready to part ways. So don't be surprised if they are surprised. It doesn't mean you're not justified to end things in the working relationship. They just may feel differently. If they are surprised and you're talking to them, give them some space to have those feelings. They're going to have them whether you do or not, right? You don't want to have to justify it. You can just be quiet. Say exactly what you need to say. Let them know that it has come time for Tiger Eye Solution and John Smith to part ways. We enjoyed doing blah, 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 whatever we did for you, but it's now time for us to part ways. Just tell them you're not available, or Tiger Eye Solution is no longer available to do the type of work that they requested, or whatever the case may be, right? So the next thing is you want to be professional about it, right? Let them know on the phone or via email, and think about what you're going to say and keep the emotion and stories out of it. Okay, they don't have anything to do with it. This is business, a business relationship, okay? So practice with a friend or let them read the email before you send it. Also expect they may lash out and say some things that are not ideal or not so nice. Just give them that space to do that. And now let me tell you something that happened to me, okay? I fired a big client, a client that was worth about over $10,000, okay, a year. And I loved the work, but the person, not so much. And they crossed a line with me. We produced unbelievable work, like my whole team, was helping me do this. took on their project. We invented this whole new thing using MailChimp and WordPress and automations, all different platforms. And it was beautiful. It was fun and it was great. And the client was getting more and more irritable, and they had some things going on, which that was on them, not on us. But it was like 7 p.m. I'm exhausted. I'm done for the day. We had been working like crazy. We delivered the project, and the client got on the phone with me, and they started to be condescending. In other words, he called me at 7 o'clock at night. I was already done for the day, right? And I thought it was really strange the way I even told him, I said, I think it's really strange the way you're talking to me. But I listened, and I just said, it feels like you're being condescending, and I don't usually say something like that, but it seemed appropriate at the time. And I was judging, but I wasn't trying to be judging. But he said, yes, I am. Because blah, 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 blah. And I said, okay. So I said to the client in the moment, it's late. I think we should talk about this tomorrow. I'm not available for this conversation right now. And I hung up the phone. Checked in with a couple of friends, team members who knew the client. And the next day, wrote the client an email and said I wasn't available for future work. Here's the thing. When that happens, you want to be clear. You don't want to go in, this isn't working. This isn't like trying to order a boyfriend or get rid of a boyfriend or whatever, like you did maybe in high school. This is like you have decided. So whatever you decided, you want to be clear and you want to share it or say it with the client. So what I said to the client was, I talked to my people, or my team, and told them I was done with this client. It was no longer going to work. And I said to the client in an email, hi, John Smith, I'm no longer available to work going forward. I'm available for 30 days. These are the things I think we need to clean up and migrate before I step away. Please let me know if there are things you would like me to add to this list so we can finalize the list of tasks and get working on it. And that was it. Not any I'm sorry or all the things. None of that. So be clear and stick to the deadline. I gave him 30 days, a 30-day notice. In 30 days, I'm no longer going to be available to work with you. Tiger Eye Solutions no longer going to be available to work with you. So just remember to be professional when you do that, okay? Lastly, you need to keep this type of thing to yourself. I understand that, I know people that know my people, clients, etc. So many different people can know each other. In other words, like people on my team, friends, the world is very small and uses a lot of crisscross. So it's important to keep your feelings to yourself. And remember, it was two of you that created the professional relationship, and it will not do you any good to damage their reputation. It will not help you in any way either. So just don't do that. Also, take some time to evaluate what happened. Take some time to evaluate the red flags you might have missed to help you choose better clients and customers in the future. If you have any questions about any of that I shared today, please reach out. I'd be happy to answer those questions or post them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer that for you. Now, there is something I want to share with you. Well, first of all, I want to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. Next week, we will not have a weekly live as it is a Thanksgiving holiday next week. So I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, happy holiday. I hope you get to spend lots of time with your friends, family, or whatever celebrating Thanksgiving looks like to you. So I will be back the first Friday in December with our next weekly live. Now, I want to share with you how I can help you start the new year off running with a kickstart for your networking journey. We are launching the Networking Method Launchpad on January 8th of 2025, where I will share with you how to start your networking journey and build your network on a regular basis, no matter if you're starting from scratch or have tried networking before. These are tried and true methods that I teach and have been doing since 2018 when I first started my business. Everyone is welcome. This is a 3-day free event. So mark your calendars and join us for part 1 on January 8th, 2025. We have a private Facebook group where everything will be taking place. So you must sign up to be a part of it. So go ahead and sign up. I'll be posting that in the group. There'll also be emails going out to where you can actually sign up for this event. So sign up to join the Launchpad and get invited to the private Facebook group. This will be lots of fun. We also have prizes to give away as well, so you don't want to miss that. In part 1, we talk about what is networking. So on the very first day, that will be our topic. What is networking? Part 2 or day 2 is really magical because we learn how to get real about your networking. Okay. And then part 3 is where we learn to start from where you are. And you can actually start from where you are. There will also be homework, bonuses, and so much more. And I'm going to open the doors also to the Networking Method Academy after this 3-day event. It's my 6-month signature course on how to make the most of your networking efforts. And I would love to have you think about that. I hope to see you at our 3-day event in January, starting on January 8th. It's lots of fun, a lot of information that you can learn about networking, around networking. So I hope you'll put that on your calendar and make plans to join us. Again, happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you again in December.